OMT Online Dynasty, welcome back everybody. I know it says week 8 right up here, but actually we are going to be traveling back in time, back to week 7 for our second game of the week. We had 14 user games throughout week 7. We had some incredible action going on. It was just too much to fit into one episode. Last time we featured the Mountain West and the American Conference. This time it's going to be the Sun Belt and Conference USA. Get us all caught up, get us all up to date as we are ready to head into week 8. I'm a poet. I did not even know it. So for this game, we are going to be featuring our opponent for week 8, FIU, Rhett and his Panthers going into Boone, North Carolina to take on Radinho in his App State Mountaineers. We just saw him play an incredible game against Marshall a few weeks ago, and this one might be even better. That's why we're blocking out FIU's record here, so you can't see it. No spoilers here. We're gonna have to get through the game and see who ends up winning. If you are new to this, you don't know what's going on, this is hi, how are you? This is a 32 user online dynasty. We've got them broken up into 4 conferences, 8 teams and each. We are just starting up conference play. Week 7 was our first essentially full slate of conference action. Week 8 is our full slate. We got 16 user games coming up in week 8, everybody in conference play. So excited to see how that shakes out. But in this one, yeah, we're doing the Sun Belt in Conference USA. We're gonna have a lot of game breaks throughout this one as well. Let me know if you guys think it's too much, because I kind of feel like it might be. There's a lot going on, but we're gonna have some different game breaks. We're gonna go over at the end of our main game here. We'll go through all the standings and everything so we can see where everybody sits heading into week number 8. I almost said Old Dominion. That's me. That's not who we're talking about here. We're talking about FIU and App State. I think that covers all of the pretty much basics. Oh, actually, if you are interested in joining the online dynasty, that is all done through the Discord. Hop in there, tag me, or DM me that you want on the wait list. Fair warning though, the wait list is about 18 to 20 people right now, so it might be a little bit before you get a squad, but if you got a little bit of patience, I will DM you when that spot comes open. And if it's during the season, you do have to take whatever the open team is, just because of the custom conferences and schedules. But then at the end of the season, you are free to change to any other real life group of 6 team that is currently 2 stars or below in this dynasty. We're about halfway through year 3 at this point. So FIU and App State, let's go check over the depth charts really quick, and then we can just get into the action. Rhett has his Florida International Panthers up to a 79 overall 2-star program. Avion, the bird flu Waiters, is going to be the quarterback still. He's got bronze dot, 84 overall, 87 speed. Looks very, very solid. What? Austin Simmons actually got hurt. That's right. I think one of his first games, maybe against Utah State, maybe it was Tulsa, one of his Mountain West games that started the season, 92 overall Austin Simmons got taken down. That's pretty brutal. But as we are kind of seeing with Micah Alhado, I don't know if I like those lefty quarterbacks, so maybe it's kind of doing him a favor to get the bird flu back in there. For probably the first time that's ever been said. It's probably a good thing you got the bird flu. Halfback wise, we've got Anthony Carey, a very fitting last name for this young man. 85 overall, 87 speed with silver sidestep. I believe we'll also see some Byron Slayton in this one. 91 speed, 98 excel with recoup and sidestep. So nice little 1-2 combo there at halfback for FIU. Wide receiver wise, we got Kyle McNeil, another sidestep, this time gold. Mojo Joe Stone with his purple. I keep forgetting what purple is called. I'm just going to call it Purple Cutter. 91 speed, 5'11". Nazir Wilkes, a 94 speed, 6'1", true freshman wide receiver. This guy's going to be a problem. Future years in the Sun Belt. 91 speed on Tyson Carter. Connor Frost hiding down there as well. Tight end wise, we have got 83 overall, 79 speed, 6'4" with silver sure hands, Gabriel Klein. So yeah, he's only 79 speed, but having that size and that ability, very, very good. I like the looks of this FIU offense. He will be in the Bowling Green playbook, I believe, here as well. Appalachian State will still be in USC. So fun little playbook matchup there. Let's see his defensive line. We do got one quick jump on one side. Better than nothing. We take that. Holy goodness gracious. Samu. Purple grip breaker, pocket disruptor, inside disruptor, workhorse. Only 48 speed, but my goodness. Good luck trying to run the ball against that guy. We'll have to keep that in mind, actually, because we're playing FIU next week. Watch out for that defensive tackle. Linebacker-wise, Xavier Hamilton, bouncer, 82 speed, 6'2", sure. Mike linebacker, 80 speed, no abilities here. We got another bouncer hiding down here, 85 speed with a knockout, Cortez Cook. All right. So a little slow at linebacker. I think that defensive tackle is going to be the main point of emphasis for this FIU defense. He's the big play. Looks like a play wrecker. I like the looks of our corners here. 6'1", 92 speed jammer and house call on Chasen Johnson. Jamrock Grimsley. What a name on that guy. Jammer and house call, 96 speed, 6'2". So two very, very good corners. Another house call here on Victor Evans. I like the looks of the secondary here. Another house call, this time on our free safety Dominic Mays. Boatwright Jr. with a silver blow up. I wonder if he's going to be in at sub linebacker. Strong safety, cornerback Tyderick Brown, 6 foot tall, 90 speed, sure enough. I do just want to check his sub linebackers really quick. See, yep, Boatwright Jr. is going to be in there, and Kobe. I remember this guy's name. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I definitely remember it. That's how FIU is looking. Let's go check out Rodinho and Appalachian State, where he's got the Mountaineers up to an 80 overall. Rodinho he's been in this dynasty since the beginning, and we did a draft at the start, and he had the first overall pick, went with a hometown boys, Appalachian State. I think it was a pretty solid pick. I love their stadium. I love their uniforms. We'll see how he can continue to build this squad. Khalil Wilkins will be his quarterback, 83 overall, 87 speed, 88 excel. Wonder if he's going to, I don't remember if he really takes off and runs with his quarterback a whole heck of a lot. 98 throw on the run. What's his, like, I should probably check these stats more often. His, like, throw power, and did I just totally go past it here? Yes, I did. 87 throw power, 89 short, 86 medium, 83 deep. Pretty solid quarterback here with Khalil Wilkins. Halfbacks and be Roger McCord. I think this guy's an absolute stud. True sophomore, 95 speed, star dev, 91 excel, 92 agility, 97 change of direction. This guy is awesome. I love Roger McCord, and I know Rodinho does too, because he likes to get this man the ball. So keep an eye out for Roger McCord throughout this game. Wide receiver rise, Jurian Dickey will be our wide receiver 1 with 92 speed, 97 excel, 50-50 workhorse and downhill on our 6'2" wide receiver. That's right, Appalachian State has the mountains of men at wide receiver. Davian Dozier, 6'4", 50-50 workhorse balance, head first downhill. Lawson, 6 foot tall with sidestep. Alex Sanchez, 6'2". Oh, a quarterback we got thrown over here. Alex Delgado actually makes for a pretty solid wide receiver. Interesting. Tight end, another monster, 6'6", Mr. Sun. We will just call him. I ain't about to try that first name, but an impact dev, true freshman, already 84 speed with that size. So between him and McCord, we've got two very good cornerstone pieces of this Appalachian State offense, at least for the next few years, as long as they don't transfer out. We might be losing our star tight end, so I shouldn't really say much. Offensive line, solid enough. Defensive line, I don't remember much. We do have a bronze quick jump here on DB Cooper. Defensive tackle, workhorse and hammer. Kind of what you expect there. That's kind of what blew me away about the FIU defensive tackle. Linebacker wise, let's see, not a ton to really look at here except Brayshawn Littlejohn, house call and bouncer, just the best name in the game. It's incredible. Cornerback wise, 6'2", 91 speed, Jason Prevard, 86 speed, 6'1", Shamir McIntosh, 91 speed, true freshman Bryce Purvis. Overall solid. I do think FIU has a little advantage when it comes to at least the cornerback room, mainly because of the abilities he has on his guys there. Let's check the secondary. Yeah, I think FIU has a slight advantage on defense. Offensively, it's very, very close because I think that Roger McCord and that tight end for Appalachian State are going to make up for a ton. FIU might have a slight advantage at receivers, but the size of the App State receivers could make for an interesting matchup. So that is how both these squads are looking. Let's get into the game. FIU headed to Boone, headed into some Sun Belt action. I believe the first Sun Belt game for each of these guys. Let's see how conference play gets started. Let's get to it. And per usual for these, we will go ahead and just watch the first drive of each of these guys and then start jumping around a little bit, try to keep these a little shorter. I know our last game of the week ended up still being almost an hour long, so I'm going to try my best to keep them a little bit shorter. If I get them to 30 to 40 minutes, I think that's a good little sweet spot, but it's tough when I'm getting that yapping mood and we have got so much to look at. So Appalachian State is going to be starting with the ball here. We see their split slot offset. I know this is one of their favorite formations here. Flies down on McCord is good, but we got the deep crosser to big boy number 82. I actually don't know if that's a big boy at all. 82 is Chris Lawson Jr. there for the Mountaineers. Good first play. That's a nice way to get this one started for Rodinho. Going back in a split back set. Now we got actually number 18 working right up on the line there. That is our big tight end, Mr. Sun, going with a triple option. There goes Wilkins trying to get outside, tries to pitch it to McCord, but good user defense by Rhett there to shut that one down. That looked like it had a lot of potential right off the snap there, but a good Superman dive to bring him down just for a gain of 2. This is a formation we have to watch McCord. He's over on the slot on the left. Oh, typically he was actually going in a crosser. Oh my gosh, we had the switch. We had the user defense over the middle there. It looked like Rhett just ended up switching off the guy. He got the switch right to the middle, was going to take that away, and then looked somewhere else. So it ends up a first down for App State. It looked like really solid user defense there. Unfortunately, just didn't commit quite enough to it. Going for another swing out to McCord to distract the defense, and instead we hit a little slant coming from the left back to Chris Lawson Jr. Another big catch for him early in this game. App State staying with their empty, and I don't remember if it was the Marshall game. Maybe it was a game even from year 2. This was the play we had to look out for. That McCord coming across the middle with his speed and acceleration and everything. He is a nasty receiving threat. Have to always keep our eyes on McCord, and we will be playing App State actually later in this year because we are also in the Sun Belt with them as Old Dominion. Oh, and another good user play there by Rhett, potentially saved a touchdown on that. It looked like our guy Cleo Wilkins was going to have an alley into the end zone there, but the defensive end clicks on, makes the Superman tackle, brings him down. First and goal still though for Appalachian State. A very good opening drive for him here. Goes back to that triple option. Can we get the pitch off? We do, and he breaks some tackles. That's Khalifa Keith getting outside there, fighting his way through, picking up a few yards, taking App State down to the 5-yard line. Second and goal. Let's see. I kind of like the looks of that split back with the extra big body back there. I think this is a split Y offset. Yeah. I'm surprised we haven't seen just a run behind number 18 yet. Just kind of let him be our big lead blocker and run right through him. Instead, we go for a slip screen. Khalifa Keith. Oh, another great user tackle there by Rhett to save a touchdown. That looked like that was setting up beautifully. I certainly did not see that one coming. Little slip screen going back over to the right. Taken down at the 3-yard line though, setting up a 3rd and goal. 3 yards to go. We're going with the tight end RPO. Rhett sees it coming, but who else? Roger McCord, the star of this Appalachian State offense, making an impact early, punches in the App State touchdown, which is actually going to lead us already to our first game break. And this is going to be some more Sun Belt action. We've got East Carolina taking on Georgia Southern. A couple option teams this time though. East Carolina coming out in some power I, a real heavy set here for the boys. Going with the toss out to the left, and look at the blocking setup just absolutely beautifully for the Pirates. He is going to go all the way into the end zone, a 55-yard touchdown run to get that game started for East Carolina. Good start for that is that's his name, at least in Discord. Yari, I think, taking on Georgia Southern. So let's see what FIU is going to answer back with here in the Bowling Green offense. Coming out in some normal Y off close, looks like just a little Y sail, a little classic, going for potentially a deep bomb, potentially the drag, throws it into triple coverage. So many App State guys there. Who wants to take that pick? It is going to be number 7, who's actually going to take it all the way down to the 1-yard line, just about all the way in for the touchdown. Great defense there, because that is a really good play. The Y sail, where you streak the tight end, you have the fade on the outside, the drag coming from your left slot, and that deep dig coming up from outside on the left. Not easy to stop that play, but App State was absolutely all over it. Great defense there by Radinho. Going back to our split Y offset, going back to the triple option. This time just give it to our guy Khalifa Keith. Punches in the touchdown from the 1-yard line. App State, what a start for the Mountaineers here. 14-0, 3 minutes into this ball game. Yeah, that's not really going to count as our first drive for FIU. I want to actually see a little bit of what he is going to be doing here out of this Bowling Green offense. Looks like we were bunch strong offset. Bowling Green, very good playbook. One I should probably mess around with a little bit. Got a lot of formations I like. Honestly, it doesn't. I just lied. I love bunch strong offset. I don't really care too much for the other bunches, just personally. Anthony Carey takes the duo right up the gut there. Nice little gain of 7. This duo is just such a good run. It's like the best run in the game. I love it, especially at a bunch strong offset duo. Fantastic. But yeah, like regular bunch, I don't really like. I don't know. Maybe it's just I'm just so comfortable in bunch strong offset. Like this play. This is a fantastic play. You could sneak your halfback out on a streak here too, if you wanted to. If you know they're in zone, that's a good thing to do. Go. What was that, Waiters? Buddy, are we okay there? Maybe he does actually have the bird flu. Goes for the quick drag underneath. Tried to pass lead that behind him, I guess, to take it away from the user. Try to lead him upfield a little bit. And Waiters just kind of sails it right over his noggin. Now we got our bunch over to the left. We're trying to make some hot routes. See, what's kind of nice about having these teams is the stadium pulse never gets too bad. We find Mojo Joe Stone on the quick drag to pick up the first down for FIU. Really feel like we got to get some points on this drive with how this one has started. So that was a huge third down conversion there for Rat. But yeah, the stadium pulse never is a huge factor because our teams aren't very good and their home environment or whatever it is isn't too great, which is kind of nice because I hate stadium pulse. I think it's so dumb. In Dynasty, it does kind of make more sense. I really hate it in Road to the College Football Playoff. So just drives me crazy. I really hope they take it out next year. Anyway, nice little RPO there for Rhett. Takes FIU to midfield, of course, in their white Vice uniforms. I believe App State has their corncob pipe helmets on. App State and Western Kentucky, two of the best helmets in the game. Like, you get so many cool options with those two teams. And the Vice uniforms of FIU are absolutely sick, especially now that they added the black ones. Got X on that deep crosser. Yeah, the deep crossers, man. Those are just so hard to defend. A little mesh dig. Looks like we threw a streak in there somewhere, but then just found our deep crosser. Yeah, now that they have the black and white Vice uniforms, I mean, I don't know why you'd ever wear anything else if you were FIU. Looks like we are going to try to pop a little run here with Anthony Carey, but the user defender for Radinho flies in, fills that gap, keeps him down to a gain 1. That was actually Byron Slayton on that carry, picking up 1 yard for the Panthers. See if we can't get some points on the board here. I mean, specifically a touchdown. I feel like a touchdown would help a lot more than a field goal in this spot. Going a little Y trail, stemming down our post over on the left, stemming down our corner over on the right. See who we got. No corner, no post, right over the middle on that trail route. Good find there by Avion Waiters. Still not sure what happened on that one he just airmailed earlier, but at least we hit that one. 3rd and 4 for FIU. This certainly feels like 4 down territory to me. I would be surprised to see. Just having some technical difficulties here as our internet just crashed. I will be back with you shortly. All right, we are back up and running. 3rd and 4 for the Panthers. Looks like a duo run here to Byron Slayton. It is indeed. The middle of the field opens up beautifully for him. Panthers in for the touchdown. Good answer back there. To have a start like that and then come right back down the field and punch in that touchdown there, huge for FIU. That is going to take us to our second game break of the day, this time heading to Conference USA, as we have got Crayon Eater and Texas State taking on Prez and the UAB Blazers. Already a 7-0 lead here for Texas State. Minute 17 left here in the first. Coming out in his slot left, slot right, whatever the formation is. Going with a little swing screen out to the left to his halfback, and look at the moves put on by number 25. Look at the speed of the Texas State Bob Kitties, taking the screen to the house. Touchdown, Texas State, extending that lead to 14-0. Let's get back to our FIU and App State game. We are going to skip ahead just a little bit here. Early in the second quarter, App State still with the ball on FIU's 45-yard line, 4th and inches, coming out in a little bit of goal line. See if we're just going to try to trust this quarterback sneak. We do, but the FIU defensive line, I don't know if that was the big boy Samu or whoever that was, but one of the big boys up front goes in and absolutely blows that up. Turnover on downs. FIU taking over from down 14-0 now. 1 drive by the offense, and we have got a tie ball game. But the Appalachian State defense might have some other things in mind here. First play after the turnover on downs, going a little tight end drag, a little Texas route, trying to fit that one into the deep out with a little flood going over there on the left, but the ball is intercepted by number 11 on App State. Just like that, the swings in this game, unbelievable already, and we're only 30 seconds into the second quarter. Huge stand there by the FIU defense, but then the App State defense stands tall right back at them. Mountaineers ball, 5:37 to go here in the second. And remember, when we went over this depth chart for the Marshall game and for this one, we noted the height of these App State wide receivers. Chalk it up. We got a big one-on-one. We got a big boy down there, and Jurian Dickey is going to fight and come down with that ball on, what is that, 3rd and 18? About a 60-yard chuck by Khalil Wilkins. Dickey climbs the ladder and manages to come down with that one. Unbelievable stuff here from the Mountaineers. Now going back to a run to Roger McCord, never a bad idea. But what a play by Dickey to get up and grab that ball. That one is mine, brother. Better luck next time. So just like that, now App State turned it over on downs, got the interception right back, throws up the jump ball. His big boy's going to go get it. And we have got a 2nd and 6 at the 8. Try to sneak a little screen in there to McCord. FIU sniffs that one out, though, a loss of a couple. 3rd and 9. See how aggressive Appalachian State wants to get here, because a field goal still does you a lot of good. It still makes it a 2-score game. So I don't know if you want to try to press here or just play it a little safe and take what we can get. We got to watch that tight end RPO. It is an RPO, but I don't know, maybe the tight end was on a streak or something. Looked like a bubble to our outside left. Potentially FIU all over it, making App State settle for this field goal attempt. Still try to push it to a 2-score lead. Kicks up. Had me worried for a second, but the kick is good. Now that will take us to another game break, back to our East Carolina and Georgia Southern matchup here. Still 7-0 for East Carolina, but we saw the Pirates score on a toss from about 50 yards. Now, how about Georgia Southern back in that same formation, 4th and 3 at ECU's 20-yard line, 15 seconds left in the first. How about a toss right back at you, buddy? And they will take it right outside. They will beat East Carolina to the pylon, in for the touchdown, toss for toss, make it a 7-7 ball game there in Georgia State plays in Atlanta. I always remember that because Georgia Southern plays in Statesboro, which I think is kind of funny because then Georgia State doesn't. You'd think Georgia State, Statesboro, but no, that's actually the opposite. Anyway, back to FIU and App State. FIU coming back out in their bunch rung offset, going back to that dagger play, just throw a post on A. He is sneaking the halfback out. Halfback's not there, but A certainly is. I don't know if that was match or man, but either way, Gabriel Klein, the big tight end for FIU, absolutely torched him, got wide open. Cover 4 quarters, so that was match coverage. Yeah, beautiful. Because it looked like the halfback was going to be open right away, but somebody actually stuck on him, made me think match, and they stuck on the tight end there. Staying in our bunch rung offset, going right back to duo. Can't go too wrong with a classic little duo run here. There he goes. Actually pops that one outside a little bit, but then the ball comes loose. The ball comes free. Appalachian State's defense. First forced turnover here in the first half. We are going to see a challenge here from FIU. I don't know. We'll just have to wait to see what the booth says. Is FIU, this would be a huge swing if this stays a fumble, and it does stay a fumble. That is Mountaineers ball. 2:45 left in the second. Ball at midfield. Can we push this to a 3-score lead before half for the Mountaineers? I mean, the defense has just been phenomenal for Appalachian State, forcing the turnovers, going back to that triple option. See, and I think we noticed FIU and their option defense, they are playing the pitch man. So if we can keep that and find some space with our quarterback, we should be able to get some good runs going with Khalil Wilkins. Now going back to our split slot, let's see if McCord is going to swing out to the right here. No, he didn't swing out to the right before the play, but during the play, he did indeed. App State coming back out in their empty. Looks like we might be sending the dogs here on defense. We are indeed. We got to watch McCord. Blitz came in just in time as Roger McCord was wide open over the middle of that field. 4th and 4 now. Staying in empty. Are we going to do something similar here on defense? It looked like we were in double mug and just blitzed all the linebackers or something, because there's still a lot of zones out on that field, and I don't think we had time to do a ton of adjustments on that. Trying to send a slot blitz, but he is coming from very far away. We go over the middle of the field, and somehow, some way, Mr. Sun, the tight end, is able to hold on to that ball through the contact right as he was making that catch. Keeps the drive alive for App State. Under 2 minutes to go. Start working clock here a little bit. Jump ahead just a second here to our 2nd and 10. We had an incomplete pass over to the left side there on first down. Wilkins again going quick underneath to Dickey, and look at the effort of Jurian Dickey. He has been the true star of App State today. As much as I love Roger McCord, Dickey climbing the ladder to catch that big one-on-one ball, in that effort to get through 4 defenders and turn that into a touchdown. Unbelievable job there by Dickey. App State up 24-7. Minute 37 left here in the half. Take us to another game break. This is the Sun Belt Conference, Georgia State and USF, 2 5-0 teams facing off. Georgia State already up by 1 here, 5.5 left in the second. Another flexbone team here coming out in his flexbone tight or close. It's one of the two. Play action boot, finds the room, finds the man deep downfield, touchdown for Georgia State, who we were actually just talking about, pushing that to a 14-6 lead for the Georgia State Panthers. But Rhett and his FIU Panthers are back on the prowl down to the 31-yard line, trying to bring this one a little bit tighter here before half, going with a quick little RPO out to the right, almost tight ropes his way down that sideline, not quite able to though. Still a nice gain of 20. 1st and 10 at the 11, minute 15 left in the half. I mean, we just need a touchdown here. I mean, field goal does make it a two-score game, but we just absolutely need a touchdown here. So we had a single high safety way up top here. I wouldn't hate another RPO. Honestly, it was been open every time we've tried it. We go with a run that time, absolutely blown up by the Mountaineers defense. And really, if we're FIU too, we do want to work this clock a little bit, because if we can score and take it to half 24-14 with the 3 turnovers we've had, it's not the worst spot for us to be in. It's not great, but it's not the worst spot either. So minute left in the half. Looking through our different formations, looking through our different things, is going back to the RPO. I like it. It's been there. This does look like it's press man. Oh, we still could have thrown that. It was press man, but the 2 blockers outside actually did a fantastic job. But I understand, you see it's man coverage. You're not looking to throw that bubble typically. So that sets up a 3rd and 10. What is Rhett got cooking here? A little wide trail. Are we going to stem our guys down? Yep, stem that post down. Stems the corner down. We had the trail route last time. Let's see if we're looking for it again. We go for the drag, go to B, but the man coverage all over him keeps him to just a gain of 3. Do we just go ahead and take our 3 here? Looks like it. Yeah, bring it down to a 2-score game. 4th and 7, from the 8. You don't love being on the left hash here, but again, with no huge stadium pulse. Oh, now we've had a change of heart. Now we are actually going to be going for this 4th and 7. Okay, interesting. I wonder what went through his mind there that made him want to change and actually go for this and go into dagger. Let's see, and stem down that post. Yeah, I wouldn't hate like a comeback over on the left either. Sneaking our halfback out on a streak. We got B, we got A. You had your choice there. All sorts of guys wide open. The gamble pays off for FIU. They are going to push it back to a 10-point game. 23 seconds heading into half. What we did see in App State's game against Marshall, they can score quick. He can score very, very quick. We are going to send one more game break here, or no, we'll save it for halftime. Then we'll go through a couple and get all caught up, because we are running a little behind because I had so many gosh dang game breaks. Let's just see if anything happens here before half. We are going 5 wide. Last time, what was it? Was it Sun? It was somebody. He just chucked one up and he actually went and got it. And oh my goodness, the outside receiver almost made a perfect pick on the defender there, setting up that deep crosser to get caught, but he's just not quite able to. So 15 seconds now. We'll just take the underneath, take some yards, see maybe we can get this into field goal range. Nope, not even taking a timeout. We're just going to chuck one up here and see what happens as time runs out. Goes right over the middle. 1 second. We do get the timeout off. Oh my gosh. I thought for sure when we didn't burn a timeout that play before that we were happy just kind of take this one into half and chuck one deep and see what happens. But he finds him over the middle of the field, setting up a 50-yard attempt to make this a 13-point lead headed into halftime. Let's see Radino's field goal skills. Kicks up. It's got the leg. It's got the accuracy. I don't know. Kicks up, kicks good. That makes it a 13-point game headed into half. So we are going to rip through a few different game breaks here and updates to get us all caught up to halftime. So first we got Texas State and UAB in this Conference USA clash. UAB down by 14. We saw Texas State score on the screen, kind of like what we saw with East Carolina against Georgia Southern. We saw a toss versus a toss. UAB says, hey, we can throw a screen too. And look at the effort, look at the blocking, beautiful stuff there. Number 0 takes that into the right pylon for the UAB touchdown, making that one 14-7. Next up, we are going to go back to Georgia State and USF. Georgia State leads 14-6 in this battle of undefeated teams, and just a great effort here by the South Florida wide receiver or tight end. No, it's the wide receiver over on the right. Good coverage there, all over him, blanket him, or rides him like a cape, but number 80 just shakes him off and gets that corner. Touchdown USF. They do go for 2 there and do not get it, so it is a 14-12 lead for the Panthers. We got one more highlight here. We're going to go back to Texas State and UAB one more time. As we see, the Bobcats have pushed it to a 21-7 lead now, 10 seconds left before halftime, looking to put this one away from their own 18. A little motion coming over to the left. The quarterback drops back, looks deep, finds the crosser, and just too much speed on this Bobcats offense. Another rough pursuit angle there for UAB. Number 86, Mr. Brown, is going to take that one all the way in for a touchdown, and that is actually going to be it for that one. Texas State gets that win 35-21 over the Blazers. Good start to Conference USA. Let's see, is this finally the year that Crayon Eater and Texas State can get over that hump? They've made the Conference USA title game every year so far, but have fallen short. Is this finally the year for them? Only time will tell. So that covers all that. We are all caught up with the game breaks and everything. Let's get into the second half of FIU versus App State. On our opening drive, FIU has got it to just about midfield here, only a minute gone by. Ball at the 48, still down by 13, of course. Going back to that run, and look at Mr. Slayton go. The little wiggles there, pinballs around the line a little bit, finds the gap. Good patience there from Slayton as he waits for his opportunity and takes full advantage of it. Slayton in for the 52-yard touchdown. We're going to make it a 6-point ball game here. The Panthers roaring back to life. Can FIU's defense answer the call? We've seen the offense do it a few times. If it wasn't for those dang turnovers, switching over, taking all sorts of routes, and the safety steps right in front of that pass. Now it's FIU's defense's turn. We saw App State take advantage of a few opportunities there in the first half. Now we've got a total flip so far. Now it's only been a minute and a half, so we can't get too far ahead of ourselves. But we have seen a complete flip from the first half to the second half. Now FIU's defense is the one forcing the turnovers, getting that ball back to this explosive offense. Only down by 6, already in the red zone thanks to that fantastic play by the safety. We saw on that quick little replay there how quick he just broke down right underneath that route. Now we're going back to the RPO because it has been there pretty dang often. Mojo Joe Stone takes the RPO, makes the man miss. That looks like a App State defender tripped over his own shoelaces, but just like that, a minute and 40 seconds into this third quarter, and FIU has taken the 1-point lead. Now a big play for the Mountaineers on their ensuing drive. 3 minutes left in the third, 4th and 7. Really feel like we cannot give this ball back to FIU with all the momentum they have got here. So here comes a stunt up the middle. He's getting some pressure, but finds deep over the middle, finds our tight end, big boy, Mr. Sun. Great find there by Rodinho to keep that drive alive. Boy, did we need that. So now ball at the 33. Looking to take this lead back. I didn't notice FIU comes out in a cover 0 shell. That's interesting. Going with a run here to McCord. See that speed burst in the backfield? Dude, I'm telling you, McCord's a stud. McCord's an absolute stud. Gonna be another empty look here for the App State. We got to watch McCord coming over the middle. Yeah, gotta just watch McCord coming over the middle. That ball was lofted a little bit. Looked like the defender at least had a chance to go make a tackle. Ends up whiffing just because of the aura of Roger McCord. Giving App State a 3rd and 4. I mean, definitely in field goal range. We saw them make a 50-yarder there before half, but we can't be thinking field goal here. We got to think touchdown, 2-point conversion, stretch us back to a 7-point lead. Staying in our empty. Still got to watch McCord. I think we're shading underneath all the time, so we should have a 5-yard hook over there on our left linebacker, which should help take away anything quick to McCord. Then we just kind of have to watch. Yep, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But No accounting for a quarterback like Khalil Wilkins, so he does like to take off and run a little bit with that QB when the opportunity presents itself, like it did there. That was very good defense over the middle there by FIU, by Rhett. Took away McCord, switched over, took away the tight end threat, but contains only do so much. I didn't see if we actually had contains on that last play. We might not have. A little swing coming out to the right, give it back to McCord. If we could have found that gap over to the right. Again, we had that speed burst. We can see how shifty that Roger McCord is. Just needs a little bit of an alleyway to really make the defense pay. So App State now, ball at the 9, a 2nd and 8. Technically, we can get a first down. I'd be very impressed if we do. Go for an outside RPO, and look at the stiff arm. We do get the... I swear I didn't know that was happening. I swear I had no idea that was ending up in a first down. The bulldozer with a big stiff arm on that RPO gets brought down at the 1. 1st and goal for App State. Went back out in our split Y offset. McCord just swing it out to him, and he is going to walk in for the Appalachian State touchdown. Huge drive there for momentum purposes, because it was all going FIU's way there. For App State to be able to get back on the board and put one in and get back up front is huge. So now we're going to go for 2 to try to make this not a 2-score game, a 7-point game. Coming out in Y-off trips, we got to watch that tight end RPO. We've seen him run that a couple of times, and I think he might have tried one with a hot route, putting him on a streak. It is the tight end RPO all over it. Wow. Mr. Golden Sun fights his way through to not only make the catch, but then get in and get the 2-point conversion. 7-point lead now for Appalachian State. It's going to take us to another game break here between Georgia State and USF. So this is actually, we've got a couple plays to watch here. So USF down by 8, 2nd and 6, 3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter here. Going for a little play action pass, looking deep, finds his guy underneath, and look at this effort by number 7. Couple jukes in there, little speed burst at the end, but does end up getting dragged down by number 7. But what an effort here we're seeing from the USF receivers in general, their first touchdown. Then next play, little whip route to another wide receiver, number 81 this time, leaves the defender on his ankles, absolutely takes him out of the play. And just like that, 2 plays, 2 great effort by USF's wide receivers makes that one, I think they got the 2-point that time, and it made it 28-28. Absolutely wild effort we're seeing from USF. As we head to the 4th quarter here, their Florida compatriots FIU down by 7, but they've put together a good drive here so far. Already down to Appalachian State's 33-yard line, 6 minutes to go in this ball game. Been an explosive affair so far. It's been a game of momentum swings one way or the other. It started all in App State. FIU took it right back at the start of the half there, and we'll see if that was the beginning of a momentum swing for App State, them being able to answer that last drive with the touchdown. Going back to the RPO, that has been there, seems like every single play so far. That bunch tight end RPO, that is a nasty little play. 2nd and 5, we're staying in some bunch. We're trying to sneak a tight end seam streak going over on the right, the deep crosser again. So similar play to what we saw earlier. Take that quick drag if he's going to be in cover 0 like that. Get it to your guy, Mojo Joestone. Let him make some people miss. Setting up a 1st and goal for FIU. 5.5 to go. Down by 7. What a ball game we have got here. The Sun Belt had a good week. Week 7 in the Sun Belt was a fun one. Week 7 in general was just fun. There were so many good games. It's great. Hopefully week 8's going to live up to it. We've had one really good user game already. I think Georgia State and Georgia Southern actually already put on a classic, so that might be our game of the week for week 8. We might have to do 2 again. We'll see how it all goes. So a little gain of 2 there for FIU. 2nd and goal now at the 7. Let's see if we're going to go back to an RPO. I feel like we should. So those RPOs have just been absolute money for FIU. I like the looks of this one. Yep, throw it, get outside, or just break the tackle, Mojo Joestone. Oh my goodness. I mean, we did see App State's tight end do something pretty similar there on their 2-point conversion. This time FIU for the touchdown. Mojo Joestone in to tie it up with less than 5 minutes to go. Radinho and his Mountaineers are fighting right back. Another solid drive we got going. Already down to 2.5 minutes here in the fourth, but they are on FIU's 38-yard line. Probably field goal range here already. Take away the underneath, but that opens up the deep middle for the big boy tight end. Touchdown. App State, under 2.5 to go, puts them back on top by 7. Just the back and forth of this game has been absolutely unbelievable. Speaking of back and forth, check this out from the East Carolina and Georgia Southern game. These back-to-back plays here. We got a tie game, 2.5 minutes left to go here in Georgia Southern. With the ball, going for the triple option, gets smacked, ball comes loose, scoop and score for the Pirates. Look at that dive. He almost got to the back line, but then Georgia Southern gets the ball back, goes for a rocket toss out of flexbone, gets outside, makes the man miss with a spin move, makes 2 men miss actually, outruns the Pirates defense, and just like that, from 14 to 14 to 21 to 21, we have got an unbelievable ball game going down there between East Carolina and Georgia Southern, as well as we are about to hit the 2-minute warning here. And here we go, game on the line, 1.5 minutes left, a 4th and 4 for FIU. Looks like we had Dagger, looks like we had our tight end again, but the pressure came in on our 3rd down. So what is our go-to gonna be here? Game essentially on the line. We're gonna be in bunch tight end. We're going back to this play, the drag, the return, the crosser, the tight end streak. Gonna motion the halfback out, put him on a streak as well. Let's see how this shakes out. 3 down linemen for App State. Let's see if they're going to send a blitz or if we're going to have time. It is just a 3-man rush. We are going to have time. We are going to have the crosser. Red pass, but caught. Oh my goodness, did I think bird flu just sold that game for FIU. Wow, I thought that was it. I thought that was game over. But incredible effort from the wide receiver to come down with that. Now we go back to that RPO, and Mojo Joestone picks up the 1st down there. Whoa. When you see that red pass, when the guy's that open, it's just like, are you serious? Really? We got the guy open and our quarterback's just going to sell us like that? But nope, it is caught. It is a 1st down for FIU, keeping the drive alive. There's another red pass there. Goodness. Waiters, come on, buddy. Let's get it together. Minute left, down by 7. Ball at the 26-yard line. What a game we have got going on between these two squads here. So again, we're going back to that wide trail, stem down the post, throws it quick, goes back to that same thing. That time a good throw by Waiters, puts it on the money, set him a 1st and 10 at the 10. Now I would be incredibly impressed if we get a 1st down. I don't know if one's happening or not, but I would be very, very impressed if this can end up being a 1st down. You know, less than a minute to go now. Gonna be coming back out in our duo run. It's been successful for us so far, but that time App State all over, keeping it down to a gain 1. Good time to call mid blitz out of 3-3-5. I think that is. Something like that. Send the big blitz, they get in there, blow up duo. 40 seconds to go. Going back to that RPO. Oh, this is actually a different one. This is the one out of bunch strong. Good defense there again, but look at the cuts of Slayton. Look at the fight of Slayton. Gets away from all the pressure coming at him. Looked like that could have been a loss of 2. He cuts it to the right, finds the space up the middle. Now, just like that. Oh, did we see an audible? We did. He's going for the fake, and he's got it. What a time. He calls for the kick, sees App State in the field goal block defense, audibles to the fake, and gets it off. FIU, the fake extra point to take the 1-point lead. 34 seconds, 3 timeouts for App State. This is why we had to do multiple game of the weeks. This is exactly why. We saw the crazy ending between San Diego State and Utah State in yesterday's video. We got a crazy one going here. There goes the stunts, flying right through the middle. Nothing for the quarterback to do. Just has to throw it up. Gets intercepted. That is going to be our ball game. FIU is going to come away with a win here. 43-42. Unbelievable stuff. which is going to take us to one last game break here, and then we are going to have a little bit of bonus footage from East Carolina versus Georgia Southern. But first, we've got overtime here with Georgia State and USF. Georgia State with the ball first here, ball at the 11-yard line, 36-36. Just another incredible game. Rolling out, got X wide open in that flat. Eventually, we find him, tries to make the Superman dive, unable to do so. So Georgia State starts off with a touchdown. USF has to answer back in kind. 4th and 4 for the Bulls. Here comes the big man blitz. We got the guy wide open, but the pressure gets in, and Georgia, whatever it is, sorry, Georgia State, I couldn't remember if it was Georgia Southern or Georgia State. Georgia State gets to 6-0 and takes down USF in overtime. So now we can head to some bonus coverage here. A minute to go. East Carolina and Georgia Southern tied up at 21 apiece. East Carolina has got the football here. Let's see if they can put a drive together from their flex bone offense and get a win on the board here in the Sun Belt Conference. So we're seeing that same split formation. Actually, we saw Appalachian State run quite a bit. We're going with the cross screen over to the left, and we actually got it. Oh, we have 3 blockers there, and nobody picks up that guy. Come on, boys. We need a little better effort than that. We got 3 of you to block the one guy, and we had a lot of room to roam if we got that one through there. Instead, only a gain of 1 for Y and his East Carolina Pirates. See what we're going to go to here. Back to in some flex bone. Looks like close. Looking to pass. Going for the deep streak, but he does not win on that. And number 23 on Georgia Southern gets tall, climbs over the top of the wide receiver, and gets the interception. Georgia Southern taking over now on East Carolina's side of the 50 with only 44 seconds to go. Week 7. Just the gift that keeps on giving. How did we have such incredible games? There were so many good ones. So now Georgia Southern, I don't know how many yards we need to make this a reasonable field goal. Probably at least 15 to 20. Coming out in some power I. We still do have 2 timeouts, so they can 100% still run the ball here if they would like to, and they would like to indeed, right up the gut. Number 23 on East Carolina comes down and makes potentially a game-saving tackle there. He was the last line of defense between that Georgia Southern running back and the end zone. Staying in some power I strong. 36 seconds to go. Ball at the 39. It said he needs about another 4 yards to be in field goal range for his kicker. So let's see. We're just going right back up the gut. Look at the blocking again there. Stays right in the middle of the field. Smart running there from Georgia Southern. Puts him down to the 31-yard line. 25 seconds left now. East Carolina starting to take their timeouts, hoping there's some way we can get this ball back. Staying in power I strong. We're just going back to that run up the middle. Let's see what East Carolina is going to try to do on defense. They're definitely loading the box, trying to come down. But it just, man, those big boys up front of Georgia Southern just playing good physical football here. Zach and his Georgia Southern Eagles just, going to some Maryland I. Again, going right up the gut, but the user D tackle actually gets in there and brings him down. But 16 seconds left, out of timeouts. Ball at the 22. We're pretty comfortably in field goal range, especially at home here. Don't have to worry about any stadium pulse. ECU out of timeouts. One more run up the gut here. Set up a walk-off field goal for Georgia Southern. I gotta think is what they're thinking, especially coming out in Maryland I again. We gotta think this is just gonna be another run right up the gut. It is indeed. Again, just unbelievable blocking. Just go down. I mean, it's hard to turn down touchdowns. It is. 11 seconds left. In for the score. Georgia Southern takes advantage of the interception, and that is going to be our ball game here. East Carolina tries to throw deep. Somehow that actually got caught. What? Hold on. What happened here? A shotgun, just like a Hail Mary, throws it to A, somehow gets through everybody, and B is the one that catches it. Wow. Imagine he broke out of that and scored. Imagine. That would have been unbelievable. 3, 2, 1. Time runs out on East Carolina. Another just unbelievable game and a week full of unbelievable games. Just what a time. What a time week 7 was. So a quick recap of everything that happened in Conference USA and the Sun Belt. So Texas State got that win, moves them to 7-0, 2-0 in Conference USA. UAB goes to 3-3. Louisiana, the defending Conference USA champions, get their first conference win of the season, 56-21 over Sam Houston. Then a couple games that we just, unfortunately, over the holidays, understandably, it was tougher to get time scheduled. That's why we tried to extend it a little bit to get as many user games as possible, but some things come up, some things happen. So a couple force wins here, one for Rice, one for Louisiana Tech. Gravediggers, first year in the Dynasty, just took over Louisiana Tech, got them at 4-2. That's not bad at all, because his overall is not great. In the Sun Belt, we saw Georgia Southern get that last second win against East Carolina. Unfortunately, Old Dominion lost to James Madison. Appalachian State falls by 1 to FIU thanks to that fake field goal. And Georgia State, I keep having to think about that for a second because I keep getting them confused, gets the 7-point win in overtime against USF. So we can take a quick look at our conference standings and everything. We have had a couple games played here so far in week 8, but not very many. So this will give us a good idea of where everyone is at. In the Sun Belt, James Madison, FIU, Georgia State, all undefeated. Georgia Southern 1-1. We are sitting at 0-1. USF 1-1. ECU off to a rough start, and App State 0-1. We've seen App State though. That game against Marshall and this one against FIU, they are not going to be a pushover at all. The American Conference, Marshall, number 10 in the country, sitting at 6-0, 2-0 in conference. Toledo, not far behind, number 15, sitting at 6-0, 1-0 in conference. Buffalo, 1-0. Navy, 1-1. Army, 1-2. Temple, 0-1. WKU, 0-1. Bowling Green, 0-1. This is going to be a fun race throughout the season, I really think. 'Cause we know Ramsey, we played against Navy. Not an easy opponent to go up against. We played against Army. Not an easy opponent to go up against at all. Buffalo's been very impressive so far this year. Toledo, the defending American Conference champion, knocked off ODU last year, beat James Madison last year. Very, very tough. Marshall won the Sun Belt last year. Whatever conference he was in, he actually won that, and he's got them up to number 10 in the country. So the American race is going to be a super fun one. Conference USA. This is the one I'm probably most excited for. Louisiana, number 6 in the country. 6-0, 1-0 in conference. Look at that average margin of victory, 48 points for Louisiana so far. Texas State sitting at 7-0, trying to get over that hump and finally win the Conference USA. 2-0 in conference, average margin of victory of 31 for the Bobcats so far. And can't forget about the Rice Owls sitting at 5-1, 1-0 in conference. And Louisiana Tech, 1-0 in conference, 4-2 overall. For 67 overall squad. Pretty dang impressive. North Texas at 5-1, had to give that forced loss last week. Would expect them to bounce back. Southern Miss also had to give a forced loss last week, so we'll see how that shakes out. Sam Houston, I really like the run and shoot offense Sam Houston runs. It's just his first year being Sam Houston, so the team is pretty rough. And then Perez at UAB. Also keep an eye on him. There's some upset potential coming up for them. I know they play Louisiana this week, and actually, unfortunately, it does have to give a force win there. Mountain West, we saw Utah State take their first conference loss, I think, in at least a year and a half, something like that. Drops them to number 17 in the country, but don't expect them to stay down for long. Up at the top, we've got number 4 ranked Tulsa Golden Hurricanes, 89 overall, 91 offense, 86 defense, an absolute freakish defensive line is going to wreak havoc. We saw it last year, how good it was in year 2. It is better in year 3. So expect this defense to make some noise all throughout the season. Oregon State, another new team, was able to take pretty good advantage of the transfer portal, I want to say, starting off 6-1, 2-0 in conference. UNLV off to a hot start here, 4-2, 2-0 in conference. San Diego State 1-0 in conference with a big win against Utah State. So the Mountain West race is going to be a ton of fun throughout the year. I'm so excited to see this home stretch of the season, see how everything shakes out, see how everybody does. I think it's been a really fun start here to year 3. And we'll see how it goes from here. So that is our full wrap up of week 7. That's where everybody in the league stands. Let's get into week 8. Next up is going to be our user game against FIU. And then we'll have at least 1 game of the week, maybe 2, considering there's 16 user games going on here in week 8. We'll see how it all shakes out. So I hope you guys enjoy this one. I will see you next time. Until then, take it easy.